Have you ever wondered why you keep waking up at night to pee, even when you didn't drink much water before bed? It's a frustrating cycle. Fall asleep, wake up, bathroom, repeat. And before you know it, your sleep is broken, your energy is drained, and your mornings feel heavier than they should. But here's the thing. It's not just about how much you drink at night. It's about how your body manages fluids throughout the entire day. Most people think the bladder is the culprit, but in many cases, it's your kidneys that are working overtime while you're trying to rest. Your kidneys regulate fluid and electrolytes, mainly sodium and potassium, and if they sense an imbalance, they push water out, even at 2 in the morning. Ever notice how eating salty snacks or processed food in the evening can make the problem worse? That's because sodium holds on to water, and your body will try to flush it out later, disturbing your sleep. Now, here's a surprising fact. One of the most overlooked causes of this issue is low potassium. Potassium helps your body keep sodium in check. When your diet lacks enough potassium, think leafy greens, avocados, or even a small portion of salmon, your sodium levels rise, creating that restless night cycle. But it's not just about food. Stress plays a massive role too. Cortisol, your stress hormone, can affect your kidneys and your bladder, increasing the urge to urinate. Ever had a stressful day and found yourself getting up more that night? That's no coincidence. Reducing stress through deep breathing before bed, or even something as simple as a 10-minute evening walk, can shift your body into a calmer, repair-focused state. There's also a key nutrient that most people don't think about: magnesium. Magnesium supports your muscles, including the bladder muscle. A lack of it can make the bladder more twitchy at night. Adding magnesium-rich foods like pumpkin seeds or a gentle supplement can work wonders over a few weeks. So what's the one thing you can do starting tonight? Stop chasing water right before bed, and instead, focus on your day. Load your potassium-rich foods during your meals, reduce heavy salt in the evening, keep your stress low before bedtime, and if you do drink fluids, make your last glass at least 2 hours before you lie down. This resets the natural balance your kidneys want, and when that happens, your bladder's sending unnecessary wake-up calls. Imagine 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep, not because of a pill, not because you forced it, but because your body is finally in sync with itself. When your electrolytes, hormones, and habits work with your biology, those midnight trips become a thing of the past. Now, the question is, will you keep doing what you've been doing and live with broken nights? Or will you start making these small, powerful changes that give your body permission to rest? The choice is always yours. Have you ever wondered why you keep waking up at night to pee, even when you haven't been drinking a lot of water before bed? Many people assume it's just a normal part of aging, or that it's something they have to accept as the years go by, but that's not the whole truth. This nightly disruption is more common than you think, and it often starts gradually. One night you wake up once, then it becomes twice, and before long, it feels like a routine. The real question is, why does this happen at all? The body is designed to rest deeply during the night, to repair, to restore, to detoxify, not to keep waking you up for bathroom trips that break your natural sleep cycles. The truth is, this problem is usually not just about your bladder being weak or overactive. It's about how your entire system manages fluids throughout the day. Think of your kidneys as your body's fluid regulators, constantly balancing water, sodium, and potassium. If something throws that balance off, even slightly, your body looks for ways to restore it, and often that means getting rid of excess fluid at the worst possible time, when you're trying to sleep. This is why many people who struggle with nighttime urination also notice swelling in their feet during the day, or feel extra thirsty at odd hours. It's your body trying to tell you that something in the fluid and electrolyte system isn't working in harmony. And here's another thing most people overlook. Even small evening habits can push this problem along without you realizing it. That handful of chips before bed, that extra salty dinner, even a late-night processed snack, it all adds up. Salt retains water, and the body, being incredibly smart, will always look for ways to get rid of that excess to protect your organs and your blood pressure. Unfortunately, that means your kidneys often kick into gear right when you should be in deep, healing sleep. So when you wake up at night to pee, it's not always just an inconvenience. It's a signal that your body is out of rhythm. And the good news? It can be corrected more often than people believe. Most people don't realize how much their evening habits dictate what happens to their bladder at night. It's not simply about drinking too much water before bed. It's about the chain reaction that starts hours earlier. The food and drinks you consume in the late afternoon and evening set the tone for how your body handles fluids when you finally lie down. If your dinner is heavy in sodium, rich in processed foods, or paired with sweetened beverages, you're essentially priming your body to retain fluid temporarily and then push it out when your system starts to relax during sleep. Even something as innocent as a late-night cup of tea or a so-called healthy, sparkling water can become part of the problem, not because fluids are bad, but because timing matters more than most people think. Your kidneys and bladder are not just on autopilot. They follow signals from your hormones, your nervous system, and your circadian rhythm. When you flood your system late in the evening, you override that natural rhythm. Your bladder fills, pressure builds, and your brain is forced to interrupt your deep sleep to respond. Think about how your sleep works. It comes in cycles, and the most restorative parts, where your brain clears toxins, where your body repairs cells, where your immune system strengthens, happen in the deeper stages. Every time you wake up to use the bathroom, that cycle is broken. And it's not just the waking that's harmful. It's the fact that it often takes much longer to return to that same depth of sleep afterward, if you return at all. So the key is not just don't drink before bed. It's about creating a rhythm that allows your bladder to rest while you rest. Eating lighter in the evening, cutting down on hidden salts and sugars, and giving your body a 2 to 3 hour window before lying down can make an enormous difference. By aligning your habits with your natural biology, you stop forcing your bladder to do overtime while the rest of your body is trying to heal. The relationship between your kidneys and your salt balance is far more powerful than most people realize. Your kidneys act like incredibly intelligent filters, constantly monitoring the levels of sodium and other minerals in your blood. When you consume too much salt, whether from processed snacks, packaged meals, or even those extra sprinkles added out of habit, your body starts holding on to water to dilute that excess sodium and protect your cells. This process increases the volume of fluid circulating in your system, and as a result, your kidneys begin to work harder to correct it. What many people don't understand is that this compensation rarely happens instantly. It often happens later, when your body is at rest, during the night. The moment you finally relax, your body shifts into a more balanced mode, and that's when it tries to offload the extra fluid. That's why those salty dinners or hidden sources of sodium can lead to multiple bathroom trips in the early hours of the morning. It's not that your bladder suddenly became weak, it's that your kidneys were forced to do late-night cleanup. On the other side of this balance is potassium, a mineral most people don't get enough of. Potassium works like a natural counterpart to sodium. It helps push excess salt out of the body and restores a more even fluid state. When your potassium intake is too low, sodium takes the upper hand, creating water retention during the day and frequent urination at night. Foods like leafy greens, avocados, and certain fish are rich in potassium, yet they are often missing from the modern diet. By paying attention to this sodium-potassium relationship, you can change how your body manages water around the clock. It's not about cutting salt entirely. Your body needs it. It's about restoring the balance that your kidneys were designed to maintain, so they're not forced to flush fluids at the very time your body should be in its deepest, most restorative sleep. One of the simplest and most overlooked ways to reduce nighttime bathroom trips is by making a small but deliberate shift in your daily nutrient intake. The foods you choose throughout the day, especially when it comes to minerals, can have a powerful effect on how your body holds and releases fluids. Potassium, for example, plays a critical role here. This mineral doesn't just support your muscles and nerves. It helps regulate the balance of sodium in your body. When you're low on potassium, sodium tends to dominate, leading to water retention during the day and the need to flush that excess at night. Think about how many people start their day with processed foods, skip fresh produce, and end up eating heavy, salty dinners. This pattern leaves very little room for potassium-rich foods like spinach, kale, avocados, or even a serving of salmon or beans. Without enough of these, your body is left in a state where sodium builds up quietly. You may not notice it in the moment, but your kidneys do. They hold on to more water than necessary, and once you finally rest, they try to fix the imbalance, waking you up when you should be in deep sleep. The good news is, you don't need dramatic changes to correct this. Simply adding a large salad during the day, a handful of nuts, or a smoothie with leafy greens can start tipping the scale back in favor of potassium. Even timing matters. Loading your potassium earlier in the day rather than late at night gives your body time to process and stabilize fluid levels long before you go to bed. This small shift in nutrients works in harmony with your natural rhythm. It helps your kidneys do their job during the day so they don't have to work overtime at night. Over time, these changes not only reduce the urge to wake up and urinate, but they also help improve overall sleep quality, leaving you more energized and less foggy in the morning. Stress is one of the most underestimated triggers behind those restless nights filled with constant bathroom visits. When your mind is racing, your body is not in a state of rest. It's in a state of alert. This alert state is driven by cortisol, your primary stress hormone. Cortisol doesn't just affect your mood or your thoughts. It sends ripples through your entire system, including your kidneys and bladder. Under stress, your body may shift more fluids, you had increased blood pressure, and signal the kidneys to excrete more urine, even when it's not truly necessary. Think about the nights when you've had a difficult day, arguments, deadlines, or worries that seem to follow you into the evening. You might find yourself getting up more often, even if you didn't drink much before bed. That's not a coincidence. Your nervous system is in overdrive, and your bladder becomes more sensitive to signals it would normally ignore. In many ways, stress creates a false sense of urgency. This is why calming your body before bed is not a luxury. It's a necessity if you want uninterrupted sleep. Simple practices like deep breathing for a few minutes, a short evening walk, or even dimming the lights and stepping away from screens can help signal to your brain that the day is over and it's time to slow down. The nervous system responds quickly to these cues, and as your stress levels drop, your bladder and kidneys also begin to settle. Over time, reducing stress before bedtime can retrain your body to hold fluids more effectively during the night. It's not just about avoiding waking up. It's about restoring your natural rhythm so that your body doesn't overreact to minor changes in fluid or pressure. Less cortisol at night means less unnecessary signaling to the bladder, and that translates to deeper, uninterrupted sleep and more energy the next day. One powerful daily practice that can help reset your body's natural fluid balance is creating a structured hydration routine. Most people drink fluids haphazardly, large amounts in the evening, small sips in the morning, or they wait until they feel thirsty, which often means they are already mildly dehydrated. This erratic pattern forces the kidneys to work harder at times when they should be resting. By shifting your fluid intake earlier in the day and tapering off as the evening approaches, you allow your system to process and filter properly during your waking hours, leaving your nights calmer and more restorative. Start your morning with a glass of water to gently wake up your kidneys, then distribute your intake throughout the first 2/3 of your day. Add mineral-rich foods and a source of potassium to help balance the sodium that might come from your meals. As evening comes, gradually reduce the amount of liquid you consume, making your last substantial drink 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. This simple practice trains your body to manage fluids when you are active, so that by the time you lie down, there's no backlog of water waiting to be processed.